Have you ever wondered how engineers can simulate air flowing over an aircraft, water rushing through a turbine, or even blood moving inside your veins without touching a single drop of a fluid? That magic is called computational fluid dynamics, or simply CFD. But where did this all begin? Let's travel back in time to see how the ideas of CFD was born. It all started thousands of years ago. Archimedes discovered buoyancy in his bathtub. Later, Leonardo da Vinci sketched swirling vortices in rivers. Torricelli invented the barometer, and Daniel Bernoulli explained the link between pressure and velocity. In 1755, Leonhard Euler introduced the first equation of fluid motion. Brilliant, but incomplete. Something was missing. That gap was filled when Claude Louis Navier added the term viscosity in 1822, and George Stokes refined the equation in 1845. Together, they gave us the legendary Navier-Stokes equations, the heart of fluid mechanics. Now, here is the twist. These equations can describe almost any fluid flow, but solving them is incredibly hard. So hard, in fact, that even today, no one has fully proved their solution for all cases. The Clay Mathematics Institute has declared it one of the 7 Millennium Prize problems with $1 million reward for anyone who cracks it. Since solving the Navier-Stokes equation by hand was nearly impossible, engineers turned to computers. This is where CFD was born. In the 1940s, John von Neumann and Rittmeyer developed finite difference method to simulate shock waves numerically. Early attempts at solving simplified version of the equations. In the 1960s, Francis Harlow introduced the famous MAC method, that is marker and cell method, the first robust computer algorithm to solve incompressible flows. This was a landmark moment in the origin of CFD. Through the 1960s and 70s, NASA labs like Ames, Langley, and Lewis developed in-house CFD codes to simulate supersonic and hypersonic aerodynamics. These were research only, but they proved something very important, that CFD works. Industry soon realized the potential. In 1981, Brian Spalding, the founder of CHAM, often called as the father of CFD, launched Phoenix, the first commercial CFD package. This opened the door for engineers everywhere. The 1980s and 90s then saw a boom. Star CD in the UK, CFX in Canada, Fluent in the USA, and later OpenFOAM from Imperial College, one of the first big open source CFD platforms. So why did CFD become so important? Because real experiments were expensive, the equations were too complex, and computers offered a new world of possibilities. From Archimedes' bathtub to AI-powered solvers, the story of CFD is really a story of human curiosity, mathematics, and technology which evolving hand in hand. If you enjoy this journey into the origin of CFD, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating engineering stories.